how we doing, folks? It's time to face the music. It's time to light the lights. It's Audio Who once again for your listening delight. Yes, it is Doctor Who meets the Muppets in a companion chronicle outing for Katy Manning, aka Joe Grant, and the Third Doctor, with the delectable stuffed alien entities known as the Scorchies. We have a cool cat. We have blind mice. We have Professor Babble. And we have Melvin Hayes just being downright dastardly in this little 1 hour outing. We're about to find out what everybody thought of this. I can almost concur with what a few folk were going to say before they even say it. But before we get to that, let's get to this. It's who's here this evening. Joining us tonight, rather begrudgingly, it's Philip Archer. How are we doing, Phil?
Not happy with this choice today, bitch. Go on.
I did say rather begrudgingly. Joining us from the inner sanctum of his own bedroom, and you might be shocked how he's going to go on. It's Jake. How are we doing, Jake?
Hello and welcome to my dominion.
Yes, thank you, mate. All the way from Techie, he has a beard that must be feared, and Bootsy is on the bed. It's Texas Tim Wells. How are we doing, Timbo?
Hello.
Good to see you, mate. All the way from the Thunder down under, it's AJ. How's it going this fine Sunday, man?
Good, guys, and it was me who made this choice because it's a fun story.
Yeah, if in doubt, blame the Aussie. It was his choice this evening. And all the way from NYC, Mr. Will Medina. How goes it, Will?
Hey now, how you doing, everybody?
How you doing, man? And of course, you all know me. So, we have a situation here where Joe Grant is held hostage from the confines of a TV studio. Her captors, not army intelligence, not a terrorist organization, but a band of puppet-infused aliens known as the Scorchies, whose sole purpose is to have folks watching television and kablam the earth at the day's end. Batshit crazy, bonkers, some say downright terrible. Let's find out. Opening thoughts, please. AJ on the Scorchies, Katy Manning and Melvin Hayes.
I just think this is a brilliant story. It sounds childish, and it is childish, but it's Doctor Who. It's meant to be that little bit fun with a slight sadistic twist to it, which it does have that. This is not the first time we've seen puppets taken to a menacing level in other media. You had Angel, where Angel was turned into a puppet.
Yes.
You also had in Ash vs. Evil Dead with the evil Ash puppet.
Ashy Slashy, yes.
That's it. So it can be done, and it's done fun here, and we'll get more into it.
All righty. Okay, cover your ears, folks. Phil, kablam.
I don't even want to waste my fucking breath talking about this fucking episode, alright? It's fucking atrocious. You fucking can't understand a fucking word those fucking puppets are fucking saying, right? The story makes no fucking sense. It's atrocious. James Goss must have been on fucking drugs when he wrote it. He can fuck off. It's horrible. Thank you.
That must be the that must be the most number of records the word fuck has been used in one sentence. Thank you, Phil. Tim, I'm assuming you're going to be a wee bit more lenient.
Just a little bit. Are you off your meds or what?
Anyway.
No, this is a perfect example of the kind of thing.
Tim, you need to be on meds to listen to that fucking crap. I'm telling you that now, mate.
Right. You've had we'll get back to you. Timbo, your piece.
It's an example of what you can do at Big Finish. I mean, with Doctor Who, with the format, I mean, you can do what you want with it. This compared to what the TV series can do with an episode, they can't go this far. Big Finish says, you know what, we're just going to make a musical comedy with Muppets. Why not? I mean, we're going to have some fun doing it, and it is fun. That's like AJ said, it's a funny story. It's a fun episode. It's a good hour of entertainment. It may not be for everybody, but I mean, what's wrong with doing something different? I mean, it's not like you're gonna get this next week and the week after. I mean, it's a perfect example of the elasticity of the Doctor Who format. You can tell any kind of story you want.
Yep.
And I think that's what's great about it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's actually a great showcase for Katy Manning, because she does a lot more voices than you think she is. I mean, if you listen carefully, you can tell she's doing the mice. She's doing she does the singing on the songs, although she's using a different voice.
Yeah.
So she gets a chance to show off here. It's a lot of fun.
Alrighty, yeah. Different yings for yangs. Okay, Jake, go for it. What do you reckon, mate? Opening thoughts?
Even my meds couldn't make me enjoy this story, right?
Can you succinct your argument a bit more eloquently than Philip?
If I'm going to listen to a Doctor Who story set in the 70s, I want to put myself in the 70s. But when every 5 fucking minutes you're getting distracted by the most irritating bastard songs on the planet, it completely threw me off. I agree with everything that Phil said about it, and then I also agree with what Tim said. Katy Manning was good. And if Katy Manning wasn't in this story, I wouldn't have even bothered with it. I thought it was such a mess. My brain couldn't even process what was going on. So the mice couldn't even understand what the little bastards were saying half the time. Oh, but there's one good thing I'll say. The ending was good. I like the ending when there's a bit menacing. They should have been like that for the whole fucking story. Not little irritating little squeaky bastards threatening to blow up the world. The story, their backstory, does not match the creatures, if that makes sense. It doesn't match what they're doing. If they're meant to be evil world burners, why the fuck are you going around singing irritating the shit little songs about everything? That's my rant done.
Today's episode of Audio Who is brought to you by the word F and the word fuck. It is a byproduct of the Sesame Street Automatic Workshop. Well, you're up. What do you reckon?
Well, this is not, to me, a mind fuckery episode. It's not a bad story because if you think about it, and you take out the singing that was used to distract the people who are watching the Scorchies on TV, because their mission was to conquer the planet. If you think about it, their plan was to conquer the planet using the television, and then when Joe got caught, got to be there, and then she was trying to invent a machine that had a crystal that would have stopped them from doing it, and that got destroyed. And of course, along the way, they're trying their best to stop the doctor, and they thought they did because that song that they thought they killed him, was played out.
Yep.
But and then of course, and listening to it, you find out the history of them and where they came from and why they doing what they do like that. So to me, it's not a bad story, but you do got to give credit because you got 2 people doing the audio with a lot of different characters in it. So that stood out real good like that. And if you don't believe me, just ask my buddy right here. He would tell you, man, it was a great audio, man. He listened to it real good. So you could tell that you see how nervous he is. He loved it very well. So to me, it's a good story. It played out real good. So I know the singing distracted a lot of people and pissed them off on it. Like I say, if you take that out and just listen to the way the history was, what their mission is, what they're trying to accomplish, it's a good story. Especially one that's played out, like Jake said, it's from the 70s like that. So it stood out really good. And you got to give credit because Joe said that she rather watch Space 1999 than the Scorchies. So, you got to give
yeah. That's high praise right there indeed. Space 1999. Yeah, for me, it was fun. It's an hour. It's just pure comedy. It's not meant to be taken serious. It's not as if Big Finish have trotted the Scorchies out every second week or something. They've been in 4 audios in 8, 9 years. It's not something they tread back on. I agree with Jake to a degree. I knew they possibly could have been a wee bit darker, but at the same time, they decided to get in the comedy route, as Tim alluded to. They can tell any type of story they like. It's essentially Doctor Who meets the Muppets, and the Muppets are always zany, wacky, and all the rest of it. So, and of course, you've got the 2 leads here. Melvin Hayes, I absolutely bloody loved. Some of his retorts and quipbacks to Katy Manning as Professor, no Babble, who was the other one? Griffo, whatever the f it's called. Can't even remember his name. I remember Cool Cat. Man, that thing was freaky with a gun, but yeah, what can you do? Just pure satire. That's all this really is, folks. Now, Philip obviously doesn't like it. Jake doesn't like it, although you can see that there's a good point in it. Different strokes for different folks, as we always say, guys. Right, guys, I've got a feeling what Philip and Jake are going to say, but is there anything that stood out for you that can even redeem this or make it a bit more higher in quality? Jake, apart from the ending, anything else stand out for you?
Katy Manning was great. The other bloke was good, but when it gets the poxy little mice bastards, my ears. Oh, right, but if I was to do this story, I'd actually want the Scorchies to actually kill someone, like to go really creepy with it, sort of thing.
He's never heard the own audio.
Well, I couldn't even hear half the fucking shit because the poxy song, so I lost myself halfway through it. Anyway, but Katy was good. I adore Katy. She saves everything she's fucking in, and even the Time Monster. So, and it's just, I'm not really into things that are comedy to a degree that it very quickly becomes not funny and fun to me, and it very quickly became really irritating, like into the first 10 minutes of it, and I think it really brought it down to me the way it was written. So that's all I'll say. No more swearing.
All right, cool. Phil, try and not use the word fuck as many times. Anything?
The fact that Will likes to lick Scorchy arse so hard is unbelievable in one sentence anyway. Right, the only thing that stood out for me is when I stopped the thing when it finished, and that was it. Thank you very much.
This is almost as good as 1,000 tiny zeros, this one. Well done, Phil. Easy, help.
I love the way it opened. It sounded like a kids TV show, you know, with the puppets or whatever talking to the kids through the screen. I thought that was really clever, especially when they said roll the music and you hear the Doctor Who theme.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really clever. And Joe breaking the fourth wall, you know, shouting at the audience, stop watching, don't watch, you know, they're going to kill us all. It was just, I loved it.
Yep. Fun for some, torture for others. I think that's the theme here, folks. Well, go for it, mate. What do you reckon?
I gotta give props to Amble, the ugly child.
Oh, the ugly doll. Oh, poor
Yeah.
Amble.
Yeah, because he tried to help Joe, and he got stuffed out, which literally which was messed up. And you also gotta give props to Professor Baffle, because he was the one that started this whole thing from where they came from. And of course, it was unusual because the doctor had explained that even though what happened to their bodies at the end of the story, they're not dead. They you could say like their mind are still floating around, ready to appear again. Which, as you said earlier, they do appear in three other stories like that. So you know, even you can say like you know, in a way I can understand how Phil don't like it, because I think he don't like it, but the singing. But like I said, if you take the singing out and just see it as I know it looks unusual for a puppet trying to take over the planet like that, but this is Doctor Who, so everything is unusual, considering we've seen three explanations for lances like that. So yeah, anything's not bad.
We should remember the puppets are just the outer form. It's the alien fucking entities possessing the puppets.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know?
You gotta get props for that. No, you gotta get props for that. That's a good thing.
Tim?
Yeah, I can see that. I don't understand why. I mean, it's just an experiment. It's an experimental episode. Why not? It's fun. It's all a bit of fun. I don't understand why people could hate it that bad. But I mean, we could always add a few corridors to run down or something to make it more trad, I guess, rather than rad. I mean, I don't know. It's just a bit of fun. I can't think why some people get so upset by it, but I will. This is exactly how Doctor Who is, though. I mean, you're never gonna have two people. Hold on. I don't talk over you.
Okay.
You're never gonna have two people that agree about every story, and that's the good thing about it. There's so much of it now. There's so much Doctor Who that we could argue all day, and nobody's correct. Everybody's got an opinion, so it's all good.
So, rebuttal.
It's too much noise, and it's just there's no cohesiveness to it.
Have you heard The Abandoned?
Oh God!
No, you say these puppets they're
cannibalists.
I'd rather listen to a whole cassette of the Dragsters screaming their heads off rather than listen to that crap again.
Hang on. He's got a point there. The cannibalists. Oh God! Oh, if we ever get to that.
See, there's my case in point. You hate the cannibalists, yet.
I don't hate it. I didn't quite make it all the way through it.
Hey, wait. How about cryptobiosis?
Oh God.
Well, to be fair, he's actually found a better one in cryptobiosis in the past 2 weeks, but that's a story for another day. Yeah. So, again, for me, I have the mice. I know Jake couldn't understand them, but when they're playing the flashback tune and, you know, they're basically playing to the orchestra in the background when Joe was trying to relate the story. That was quite good. Cool cat. Katy Manning is that hippie stoned cat with a fondness for ray guns. I thought was pretty funny. Albeit poor Annabelle the ugly doll but the dust, and she was the red shirt early on in this story. The subplot of the unit soldiers being outside trying to infiltrate the TV studio was kind of just there, but it had a reason in the end, and it was to detract for the fact that the Doctor was infiltrating the mind of Professor Babel, and to a lesser degree, the ugly doll. So why not? Right, guys. Open mic portion of the cast. Anything else you want to bring up before we get this rated? And in the can, thank God, says Philip.
The whole thing about the songs, though, you two guys, Jake and Phil, are complaining about it, but the songs were there to, one, distract, and two, to hypnotize the audience into a stupor so they could eventually take over and kill everyone. That's what the whole point of the music and singing was all about.
Yeah, but the problem is, AJ, one of the songs I kind of enjoyed sneakily. I do want to enjoy it.
Which one is it? No, I'm curious. Which one?
The Doctor is... We killed
Doctor's dead. Melvin Hayes. Okay, right. But another one of these songs is the same bloody tune, just a different lyrics, Phil.
Yeah, I know.
But that's the point, dude. It's an invasion by invading your favorite TV show in a way. I mean, it's a smart invasion. They're going to hypnotize the audience so they can take over the planet. That's a good idea for an invasion, I would say.
You guys got to realize that they're using that. Remember this place in the 70s like that, and the Muppets was popular in TV. Just like later on in the TV series, we see they use on Doctor Who that they do an episode based on Big Brother. So you know, I know, not maybe like that one, but it was done like that. But that tells you that that
pop culture reference at the time. Yeah. For the time period.
Wait.
Okay, fair enough. I can see that.
And that was actually big at Space 1999 because that was what ITV had put up against Doctor Who on Saturdays at some point. So it was kind of a joke. It was kind of an in-joke.
Mm-hmm. As it was. Anything else, guys?
I love the line, say hello to Mr. Ray Gun.
For Reagan, was it? No, but it depends on the time period, yeah. Tear down.
Yeah, I get probably they mention other actors and actresses appearing in the Scorchies, like Angela Rippon, Delia Smith, Bernie Winters.
What I found interesting was at the end of this thing, well, the version I had, you had an interview with the sound designers and the folks that actually wrote the tunes at the end there. And I don't know if Philip and Jake's problem was, is it mainly the lyrics of the tune, or is it the fact maybe the sound engineers maybe like you didn't enjoy it?
Too noisy for me.
And it's like what Jake says, you're trying to get into the story and then all of a sudden they burst into song and it just takes you way off the...
Yeah, it throws you off of it. You're trying to get into this really good plot they have, but it's being drowned out by these songs. But
then remember, like AJ said, they're doing the song for the people who are watching on TV still think that it's like an episode of the Scorchies. They don't want the people to realize that there's an invasion.
Right.
It's like you see them get the song and dance a bunch of times.
If I was watching it on fucking TV, I'd change the channel.
Right.
The lyrics also had some clever name drops. They mentioned quite a few planets and stuff that the Doctor...
Yeah. I like that. I like the little name drops, but that's not going to save it.
Well, fair dues. As I say, different strokes for different folks. And coincidentally, folks, if anyone is interested in continuing the further adventures of the Scorchies, they appear alongside Irish Wildtime and Jaco and Lightfoot later on down the road. So
You
look
must
them
be
up.
to do that.
And in Torchwood too.
And what he?
Yeah.
That recent one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, man.
Well,
What?
there you go. That's different. Maybe Andy can make a thing. Anyway, if there's nothing else, guys, let's put this to bed. It's that time again.
Well, we in Audio Who will give our condolences to the family of George H.W. Bush, who passed away yesterday.
Fuck it.
Regardless of your politics, quite a life to lead. So condolences to the Bush clan on that score, and all the best, folks. The Scorchies, Doctor Who, The Companion Chronicles, Katy Manning, and Melvin Hayes. Okay, As the men about town don't like the musicals. Jake, what do you get?
Jake is giving a 3.
That's how you roll with it. I like that.
On the plus side, I think Order of the Daleks is much worse. So it's not the most hated Order.
Have we done that yet?
No, don't want to do that one either.
Yeah,
If you want a big rant, review that.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens there. Let's go a bit higher before we go lower. AJ, what do you give this?
I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. It was fun. It was twisted. It's Doctor Who at its best, honestly, when you think about it. And also building a reverse polarity reverser. I mean...
Yeah, that was a tongue twister. Okay, Phil, how are you going to go?
I'm going to give this a scorching high score of -10. There you go. Thank you.
Congratulations, a thousand tiny wins. You've locked it.
Wait, Phil, I didn't hear you. -1?
I'm giving it a -10.
No, a -1?
A -10.
Oh, 10. You gave it a 10. Look at that.
Nah, man, minus, man. Going down into the barrel and beyond the bottom of it.
Well, there you go. That'll never be talked here on this show. Tim, help us. Bring it up a notch.
I'll bring it up a notch. I'll see AJ's 9. I'll raise it to 9.5.
You've got to be on drugs, man. Terrible.
Occasionally.
Yeah, nothing wrong with
Somebody
that.
else should be.
Yeah. The world would be a better place if people were a wee bit more mellow. Well, what's it? NYC?
Oh, hold on, my friend got to tell me something. What? Oh, he's giving it the same as me. He's giving it an 8 out of 10. And I can't wait to listen to the Irish Wild time. And if they do come back again, I look forward to them. Thank you, Smitey. Take it easy.
Yeah, there you go. Smitey gives it an 8. Okay.
Can you shove him back up your arse where you belong?
Behave yourself, you. We don't condone puppyality on this show. Don't joke, AJ. And myself, I'll give this an 8.5. It's just an hour of batshit crazy comedy. I get where people might not necessarily like it, but at the same time, I did, so screw the world. And with that, done, finito, and in the can. And it just leaves us to divulge what we'll be tackling next week. Much to Philip's delight, and Jake's, I dare say, we're on the door with number 4 again next week, as we are onto the 7th season again. And Philip, do you remember?
We're going to attempt to kill the Doctor.
Yeah, well, we're no physically, but I believe Sutek is. Spoiler alert. So we'll listen to that and see how part 1 of that story unfolds. Please check out our buddies in the wonderful wackety world of the YouTube. You get the guys and dolls out of Geeks assembled with their audio head, movie and TV show reviews. Dr. Freedom, his news broadcasts, his Amiga files, and the adventures of Dr. Freedom and Eric, as well as our regular buddies online, Johnny Blue, Sammy Carter, Mike Sam, everybody's online. Like, share, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. We're getting the hell on out of here. It's time to go get the makeup done with Miss Piggy, and we'll see you next week. Outro, folks. All the best. Pigs in space.
Excelsior.